We got some more trashy weddings. I'm not the one calling these weddings that, okay? These are words from the wedding guests themselves, so don't come at me. Cheers, hope you're having a good day. I went to a wedding where there were no tables and chairs.
You certainly spared no expense.
They had an open bar, but no freaking chairs. Everyone had to put their drink on the ground and hold their plate to eat. Like this. It was madness. Everyone just assumed something terrible happened with the people who brought the table and chairs. But when I asked the bride about it afterwards, she said, oh, we would have had to pay extra for that. Now, I understand weddings are expensive and having a budget for your wedding, totally reasonable. But maybe we splurge on the chairs and the tables. At least a chair. If you're not gonna give me a table, at least give me somewhere to sit so I can like balance the plate on my lap. They met and married within months. That will always blow my mind. And maybe you're someone who got married after a few months, but for me, like, I don't even know you. Like, I could live with you and spend every day with you, and after a few months, like, to me, I don't know you well enough. He was in his 40s, she was in her late 20s. I was shocked she was getting married, and to that guy, and that I was even invited. The wedding was at his cabin property, and it was potluck style. The wedding was just them standing in the yard. There was no seating, grouping of friends or families, sides of an aisle, or even a photographer. Oh, just us hanging out and watching them do their thing. And when they kissed, everyone pulled out what? And when they kissed, everyone pulled out guns and shot them off. I hadn't, oh my God. Now I'm rereading, I'm like, now I'm understanding what's happening. I just saw the word guns and I freaked out. And shot them off. Like, I hadn't noticed the guns or seen that anyone was carrying, so it was a shock. Yeah. Then the happy couple rode off on an ATV into the woods for a victory lap. They came back and we all ate swamp people food and everyone was sloshed. I left early with a friend and on the drive home we were like, so what the hell was that? Is that even a wedding? Like at that point, is that even a wedding? I don't know. I went to a fancy wedding at a beautiful venue. It was an incredible outdoor ceremony with the reception inside a super fancy lakefront venue. Well, this doesn't sound tacky at all. All went well until the father of the bride stood up to give a toast. The bride's dad and her mother had been divorced for almost 25 years. The bride's side of the family is very well off. And with about 200 people in attendance, he started talking about how she used to sleep with the tennis instructor he paid for. I'm uncomfortable. Then he went down the list, naming the guys she dated after him, how she couldn't hold the job and just used his money. She had her current husband there and the father started roasting on him. Oh my God, she's there. I didn't even think about that. Started roasting on him for being the flavor of the week and how he won't be around when his daughter is back from her honeymoon. He then moved on back to the mother and really laid into her again. He was off the rails and it lasted for about 15 minutes. What? Uninterrupted. It was like a Comedy Central roast of the bride's mom, but fueled by his apparent hatred for her. I had been drinking a lot, so I thought I was mishearing things at first, but realized I wasn't the longer it went on. He did not mention his daughter or the groom once. I don't know how the groom and bride themselves let it go on for 15 minutes. No, inappropriate, and it's supposed to be about us and our love story, not your failed marriage. What do you mean? I would freaking tackle him NHL style, you know? Freaking Travis Kelce out there in the field. Tackle that man to the ground. What do you mean? Letting that go on for 15 minutes? That's crazy. I like that the one football name I know is Travis Kelce. And that is strictly because, yes, Taylor Swift. The groom is a plumber. The flowers the men wore on their lapels were mini toilets with flowers in them. The centerpieces were plungers. Oh my God, no, I'm not making this up. I get it's an inside joke and maybe it's not all of our taste of humor, but for them it is. Plungers as the centerpiece? Like, not my vibe for my wedding, but it's personal to them. Hey, if you want plungers and toilets in all your wedding photos, kudos to you. I was the groomsman in a very close friend's wedding. It was held in the bride's family farm. We weren't allowed to go in the house, so there was a single porta potty, just one for everyone. The reception area was PVC pipes with off-white lace curtains attached from Goodwill with Christmas lights. The food was catered by Sam's Club chicken tenders and mac and cheese from the groom's mom. Hey, that sounds pretty good.
This some serious gourmet shit.
Both parties had to wear cowboy hats and cowboy boots. The groom's shirts were from an Easter sale. The wedding was in October and we were in pastel colored shirts. The guests had to sit on wet bales of hay because it rained the night before. I was drunk by the time we were walking down the aisle, so I don't remember much else. Damn. Okay, you know what? That sounds like a wedding on a budget, which, hey, we all appreciate and love, all right? What's really getting me is the single porta potty. Like all night, you got drunk people, you know? Think about drunk people. You got women, they got time of the month. What if someone there is pregnant? You got one single porta potty for everyone to use throughout that entire, nope. I think I'd rather go outside at that point. I would rather go in a bush. Like at the end of the night, you ain't going in there. I went to a wedding between friends from college and it was just awkward. The bride sewed her own dress and it was a size too big. She's very slim and tiny, so she looked like she had a very conservative satin nightgown on. The first kiss was at the altar. When they finished, the pastor said, "Come on, you can do better than that." The reception was a potluck and not enough food for those attending. I had gotten flowers for the boutonnieres, corsages, and centerpieces, but the wedding party didn't store them properly the day before, so they just wilted and they were really sad. A mutual friend was the DJ, and the mother of the bride passed him a note to read out loud to the guests. "Groom, your mother-in-law says you can pet the kitties now." What does that mean? The bride's mother had gifted the bride a baggy t-shirt with kittens on it that just so happened to be about bust height. Oh my God. Well, as long as they were happy, you know, as long as their day was magical and everything they imagined it to be, wilted flowers and potluck food and all, like, all right. I understand some people have like no budget for a wedding, so I can actually understand some of these things. I just wouldn't get married personally if I could only provide one porta potty for that evening. I would just say maybe we save for a while before we get married so we can provide more than one porta potty.
Fine, go.
But all this stuff, hey, hope they're happy. The reception was held in a metal pole barn while the DJ played the wedding classic hits of "Whose bed have your boots been under?" and "Who's Cheating Who?" Which one's that? I don't know what song is that? Who's Cheating Who? Why can't I think of it? Come on, beat, come to me. My gosh, I don't know what song that is. This piss poor air conditioning, oh gosh, and insulation caused the guests to figuratively melt. Unfortunately, the wedding cake literally melted and the top two layers toppled onto the floor. Oh my gosh. The cake was rebuilt into a Franken cake from bits that fell on the floor by a couple of guests hoping to save the bride trauma. Fortunately, only a handful of guests were served this cake before it was replaced with sheet cake. We sat at our school cafeteria style tables and tried to drink away our misery, one cup of Bud Light at a time. But the hand tap on the keg leaked badly and required a full body calisthenic workout to squeeze out a cup of foam every few minutes. Oh my gosh. Well, honestly, the only thing that would really, really, truly bother me is the no air conditioning in a barn. I couldn't survive. You guys, I have a wedding next weekend, a summer wedding in July outside, and I'm a bridesmaid, so I gotta be up there, I gotta be in my dress, I gotta be looking all pretty for the photos. I'm gonna sweat like a wild beast out there. I just know it. I already went to Dollarama and I got some fans, you know, those hand fans with batteries, so I can be there like, cause I'm gonna be sweating. I'm gonna have to put sunscreen, I'm gonna be sweating. Wish me luck. And if you want to see the behind the scenes, Instagram. Go find me on Instagram because I will definitely post pictures. The dresses are so cute. They're a really cute color. Go look. It'll be worth it. I used to do wedding photography as a side hustle and I have a lot of interesting stories. I bet you do. But the one that stands out as the tackiest / trashiest was a wedding where half the wedding party, including the bride and groom, refused to put out their cigarettes for photos. They just put their hands behind their backs whenever I took a shot. The bride even singed her dress. Oh my God, you guys need to smoke that bad? Damn. I mean, if the bride and groom are okay with it, you have no say. It's their wedding. They can do whatever they want. And maybe they don't care that it's in their pictures. They're like, this is us. What do you mean? I'm just trying to be accepting and loving to all. I really am. I'm trying to be positive. A positive light in this world. I was in Las Vegas once and an entire wedding party was throwing hands in the middle of Fremont Street. Sounds about right. I feel like Vegas weddings, I don't don't really know of many sober Vegas weddings. Most people who get married in Vegas, like they're like, oh, we were drunk and we just got married. It was on a limb. It was so exciting. Like even Kourtney Kardashian, you guys, if you've seen the video footage of her getting married in Vegas with Travis Barker before their big wedding, they actually got married in Vegas. She was wasted, like on the ground, like so drunk, and she's openly talked about it. So a fight, I'm not totally surprised by that. I worked at a very high-end golf club in Seattle that regularly hosted expensive weddings. This wedding is probably my favorite. All of the groomsmen were wearing lime green vests with matching lime green snapbacks. The wedding party had to order food from the restaurant at the golf club as stated in the contract. They ordered Domino's instead, and the pizza guy literally brought these people pizza as they sat in the fancy restaurant. They hired a live band to play at the reception, but didn't feed them. During their first break, the lead singer decided to zoom down the hall to grab to grab some McDonald's for the crew. He was pulled over and arrested for drunk driving. His one call from jail, I can't play at your wedding anymore. I'm in jail. I did not see that coming. I didn't know that the lead singer was gonna be drinking. I just thought he was a hardworking man and he was genuinely going to get some food for the crew, and maybe he was, but he was drinking. That's like the most awkward. What do you do? That's the lead singer. Hopefully someone else in the band has some good vocals, because someone's gonna need to step up to the plate. It ain't gonna be me. A family member's second wedding reception was held inside of an indoor gun range. Why? The groom was an avid hunter. Okay, there it is. And the entire wedding party was wearing camouflage suits. The bonus was the open bar consisting on 2 kegs of Coors Light sitting on trash cans filled with ice. Sounds about right. To each their own, you guys. That would not be my wedding, but maybe it's someone's. I mean, it has to be someone's. It was someone's, and it's got to be other people. I bet there's some people that vibe with these stories, and then you're like, that is all I need. I like, honestly, chicken tenders, pizza, mac and cheese, that's pretty freaking good. A potluck, save on money, why not? I think we should do more potlucks. I really do. That would be interesting, and you save a lot of money. If that was like every guest had to bring something and they would send in their RSVP with what food they're bringing, that way you could make sure there's no overlapping of things. Hey guys, we might be onto something here. Save a lot of money and everyone's contributing to the day. Like, that's part of the gift. You know? Anyways, that's all I got for today. Those are my grand ideas for weddings. So maybe I'll have a potluck at my wedding one day. Who knows? But one thing I do know is that there will be pickles. There will be pickles. I'll probably be the only one eating them, but there will be pickles. I'm out of here, you guys. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. And I'll see you tomorrow.